AskReddit by deleted. People who wake up at 5 AM daily, why? By 6:30 AM there is already gridlock on the way to work. I go in early and get off early, beating the rush hour traffic both ways. Back in the 70s in Toronto, rush hour started at 7. My dad would leave the house at 6:30, and I caught a ride with him, as my high school was downtown. It was great. Get to school at 7 AM, no one else is there, go into one of the study rooms, did all my homework, and waited for my friends to show up around 8. My cat politely lays on my neck until I wake up. My cat practices an Olympic level vault routine with my chest as the springboard. My job is an hour away and I still need about an hour to cry in the shower. Can't you save time by crying during your commute? Do you think I'm doing this on purpose? You and me both. It's either lay in bed angry because I can't sleep or actually get up. I usually choose to get up. Work. My boss can sense when I am comfy in bed, and this bothers him greatly. Age. As a teenager I could sleep all weekend. From about 30 I never needed an alarm clock as I would always wake up before I needed to. At around 40 I started waking up around 630 and it gets earlier every year. I'm now almost 60 and am generally awake around 430 and up and running by 0500 regardless of how late I go to bed. If this trend continues I will be getting up before I've gone to bed. There are times like weekends when I wish I could sleep in, but overall I enjoy being up early. Sunrise, coffee and peace are nice. Since my teens I've needed an alarm clock. When I don't set it, I will sleep until my head hurts and I feel super groggy. I'm well over 30 now, so I hope that when I reach 60 I'll be able to just wake up normally. Every morning is a struggle, every night I'm owling around. It's a cycle I've tried to break many times, but I guess it's my natural rhythm to be awake from 11 till 3. Edit. Guys, I'm really glad you're all trying to help. In the last few hours I've received around 50 comments talking about delayed sleep syndrome, apnea, ADHD, dehydration, and many other things. I forgot to mention one important thing. I only have the headaches when I snooze many times. Combined with a dark urine when I sleep in, I think it's purely dehydration. However, I will monitor it and if things get worse I'll get myself checked. Thanks for all the advice. No chaos for the day becomes peaceful. Same. Waking up at 5 AM is the only way to guarantee I get 2 hours that day with everyone leaving me alone. I'm a light sleeper and naturally wake up from light. Also once I'm awake it's very difficult for me to fall back to sleep. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower. My gluttonous fucking cat. I had this problem. Bought an automatic feeder, no more screaming to be fed. However, my cat now just comes in the bedroom and screams after he eats, instead of before. Why? Unclear. Either way I'd say it buys me maybe an extra 7 minutes of uninterrupted sleep lol. Can't help it. I naturally wake up around then. I like it tbh. Everyone else is mostly asleep too, so it's a peaceful way to enjoy a coffee and wake up at your pace. This is so true. Early morning is really the best time of day. Most people aren't up and about then. The night people have gone to bed, and the day people haven't woken up yet. Perfect. Workout before work. Yep, 530 workout class before the day starts is the only way I seem to be able to tackle exercise, work and kids successfully in one day. Dog can't seem to understand we sleep in on the weekends. I got 3 4-legged alarm clocks too. I have more time to fuck around. Yeah, but what time of the day do you find out? KIDS. I'm legitimately surprised how far down I had to scroll for this. My kids actually sleep in pretty late. But on school days, sometimes I wake up at 5:30 so I can get the house to myself before I need to wake up them up. I like the quiet and alone time of the early morning. Allows a couple of hours of doing what I want and no one interrupting or distracting me. Allows me to set the pace of the day also, slow and steady and take my time, rather than rushing around. The absolute best is just sipping my coffee in peace and quiet though. There's a small human that pokes me in the eye and says mommy up until I get up and make her toast. I'm up at 5 o'clock anyway, 4:30 this morning, but I have a friend with 2 kids who needs to sleep in on weekends. She'd put out bowls of dry cereal with pre-portioned milk in plastic ramekins, with lids, in the fridge. Hope that helps. Shit needs doing. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. The way I brew my coffee and make a morning smoothie takes a bit of time, and I like to watch the sunrise. I've witnessed more spectacular sunrises than sunsets. Seriously, my wife does this. Up at 4 most mornings. Personally, I'm useless if I don't get my 17 hours of sleep. I used to be like that, then a few years ago something changed. Almost 5 AM on the dot my eyes will open and I have this like 15-second brain boot feeling. Then I'm wide awake. No grogginess. If I roll over and go to sleep it will take me 2 hours and a pot of coffee before I want to talk to you. I don't want to be that person anymore. So I just get up. I get up at 5:30. I can have most of my day done by 8 AM when normal people get up, meaning I can get things done a lot quicker since nobody else is about to interrupt or distract. On days off I do the same. The gym is dead, Starbucks is dead, I can have all my housework etc done by 8 AM when I have breakfast and then the day is mine to do whatever I want with. I put endless stock in peace. Everything is peaceful at 6 AM. Nothing is peaceful at 9:30. When I was getting up at 4:30, this is what I loved about it. A lot of people say more time for yourself like sip coffee and go outside and listen to the birds, but if I don't have anything to do I hate it, and playing video games that early only goes so far. So it was great to get to the gym as soon as it opened at 5 o'clock, come home, chug a protein shake, shower, shave, groom, and get dressed, all while everyone else is still sleeping. Even if I wasn't doing anything after, I love the feeling of being ready to tackle the day and having half my to-do list behind me before anyone else is awake. Started off not being able to sleep in. I desperately like to at least a few times a month, but my brain just wakes up around 5. So, instead of being pissed off every morning that I can't sleep, I've learned to take that time to myself and enjoy it. It's actually really nice. Raving insomniac for hours most nights 5 now and again. The worst is feeling tired at like 10 PM so you go to lay down and nothing happens, 11 PM nothing so you get back up, move around, can't feel tired and eventually you lay down anyway and the time ticks by and eventually it's 5 AM and you haven't really slept, just laid there with your eyes closed frustratingly trying to sleep for hours. It's awful. Cat wants breakfast. I'm a barista. I make other people coffee before I can have coffee. Older now, so going to bed 9ish is typical and 0500 is habitual. Sunrises and sunsets double bubble. Drawback is when friends come to visit and want to stay out late so lots of coffee espresso. Another plus are earlier dinner times and food quality is better, staff less busy and can focus on your order, not out with folks who may have partied too hardy, relaxed pace. The drawback you mentioned is genuine. But if my friends decide to come over to my place for a night, I wouldn't mind disturbing my sleep schedule. Because it's fun. I, like many people, typically have to be at work around 8. If I wake up at 5, I'm able to give myself time before I give it to my employer. Before I even step out the door to go to work, I have time to read, make a nice breakfast, exercise, and maybe work on a personal project for a bit. It honestly just puts me in a better mood going into the day. For whatever reason, it's easier for me to wake up really early in the morning, 3 AM to 6 AM, then later on in the morning. If I wake up at 5 AM, I have time to catch my breath and move slowly into the day, and I generally am buzzing with energy by 6 AM. If I wake up at 7 AM, especially in the summer when it's already light out, I feel behind, stressed, etc., and that just makes me lay in bed longer. Knowing this, about 3 years ago I started working at a bakery where shifts start at 4 and 5:30. It's always funny to me how some of my co-workers, while present and doing their jobs, clearly aren't full awake until 8 or 9, whereas I on the other hand am talking a mile a minute the second I get in the door and I haven't even had coffee yet. It's also funny because even as a really little kid I had a reputation of being able to sleep forever. I slept until 2 PM as a teenager most weekends if my parents didn't notice. I think my internal rhythm is just off, but waking up super early is the only thing between me getting up and living my life and languishing depressed in bed all day. A small cat bites my toes. To flex on LinkedIn. Very bad nightmares.